Welcome. I'm Christy King, your host of the FanReach podcast. Each episode features conversations recorded over several weeks with experts in the sports entertainment business. From former NFL players and current sports business experts Kenyon, Rasheed, and Brian Jones, to FanReach's leadership team, you're going to hear insightful and instructive observations on the present and future of technology in the sports business. I hope you enjoy this podcast enough to look for more great conversations from us in future episodes. You can also follow FanReach on YouTube and LinkedIn to keep up with the latest in sports mobile app technology. Let's get started. If you do not understand who your fans are and what they're doing, and everyone gives lip service to that concept,
a lot of it.
FanReach actually is taking all of their partners and their own technical activities and packaging that data in a way that provides some dashboards and things that kind of help you get started. But I've noticed they've also built all their data streams in such a way that BI units inside of these organizations can take them, ingest them, and do their own analysis. And some of that, if not most of it, as I understand it, is actually live information so that adjustments could even be made as fast as game day.
There you go.
The adaptability of that platform and the ability for them to quickly target campaigns to specific groups is what we're trying to talk about with Upsell Experiences, because without that being done first, you can't offer an upsell experience customer journey based upon behavior on game day or actions. It's a very challenging position to be in from just an organization to figure out how all of these pieces fit together. So vetting of partners is very important. Pre-integrations are very important. And this is what BJ can also attest to. If things go wrong, which we know with technology probably never happens, right? Nothing ever goes wrong. Who do I point the finger at? Mm-hmm. Whose fault is it? Because if I got 8 partners that I'm doing 8 different deals to, I can guarantee you they're going to say it's not our fault. It's Ticketmaster's fault. Well, it's not Ticketmaster's fault. It's real life's fault. And the buck is passed. What we tell teams is if you partner with FanReach and one of FanReach partners if they don't perform as we expect, you can best believe we will handle that. We will be the first to point the finger at them and get it fixed for you. So you don't have to go through that, because that's what a partner does.
Yeah, we're taking that risk along with our partners. That's key. And you're right, Christy, that adaptability and flexibility on the fly is 100% key when that fan is in your venue and you're taking them along this journey. And lastly, to your point about us vetting these companies based upon the needs and objectives of the team. Yes, that's exactly what we do, because we want to align your objectives, whatever they may be, with the capabilities of our technology partner, with FanReach, and Gabe, this is what they need to do. Okay, let's go build it if we don't already have it in-house.
And sometimes they don't align. This is to be quite honest. Sometimes either the existing business relationships, the contractual relationships, sometimes it's not about whether they want the technology, it's whether it's preventative for them to do it. And because of sponsorship now, it's even become more convoluted, because you have sponsorship teams outselling pieces of these technology rights. And so now a team who might want to go with FanReach now has another company that's being demanded of them from a sponsorship. And now they have to go find pieces of what they want to do to fit inside that from a sponsorship perspective. And we can't tell them, don't take a $10 million check, right? So take the money and let us figure out, but let's look at the overall business potential from an ROI standpoint. You may be taking a $10 million check, but you're letting 12 million run out the door. So before you make that $10 million decision, here's what the owner needs to hear, right? Because an owner is looking at his organization from a business perspective, top down. Sometimes when you're only dealing with individual departments, they're looking at their business and their individual objectives top up. So what we try to do is go to the top first, find out what they are truly trying to get done organizationally, and then coordinate that downstream to make sure that it's married together and that both sides are getting out of the deal what they need.
So, Christy, to summarize the bigger play here as far as controlling your audience, because that's what we're essentially selling. We're trying to get teams to understand you can control your audience and take them on this journey. And it all centers around the mobile platform and payments, which launches into data. That's the key. That's it in a nutshell, what we're doing. So, once again, your mobile platform is just informational, or is it going to become a revenue generator? We want to take you to where it becomes a revenue generator, and we have all the pieces to the puzzle to execute and accomplish that initiative.
I want teams to think of themselves like Uber. There are buyers and sellers underneath you. It's a transactional business that you're running. Your platform is Uber. So whether you have a concessionaire, a ticketer, whoever it is a sub-merchant underneath you that are on your master platform. But that audience is yours, because when you have that platform set up like that, then pieces like Uber Eats becomes very easy, because guess what? We have all the data in your history. We know where you're going. Now I can go to McDonald's and be like, hey, you want to be on our Uber Eats platform? Sure. But here's the deal. When somebody buys something from McDonald's on Uber Eats, what platform is it run on? It's run on Uber's platform. It's not run on McDonald's platform. So why are teams not following the same route? And I can't answer that question right now, but what I can tell you is we are at least letting them know that they should be looking at the model, because it fits and it's a way for them to grow value for their franchise. That's what we're here for, and that's what we want to do.
You also constantly have to educate sponsors on why they should be part of this stuff. And that, I think you're absolutely right, comes back to data over and over.
Thank you.
Data.
So that conversation is a lot easier if I can roll into that meeting with that sponsor and say, here's my fan. Here are their buying habits. This is what they do in my venue.
This is what they spend on. Like,
you don't think that conversation is going to be a lot easier?
Yeah.
If I told you I can tell you that the frustration is people want to outwardly perceive themselves as smart, as highly technical venues, right? But then when you break down, you find out, oh, well, this doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so
or the technology is all awesome, but you're not making any money. You're leaving money on the table.
So my thing is, we don't want to get into, because you can get into a technical conversation and they literally not understand one word you're saying.
Yeah.
Because in their head, they're trying to figure out, how does that technology fit into whatever that business objective is for this division. Right. And so what we try to do is, we can't come in and have a technical conversation with a business owner, because he doesn't really understand the technical. He doesn't care.
Nor should he care.
He doesn't care.
It should be behind the scenes.
Tell me what the end result is and how you helping me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we come in, and that we are trying to get information to the industry to say, I know it's odd to see two former athletes in this position, but we've experienced so many different sides of this business that it just gives us a better understanding than most people who don't have those sight lines. If you can show me a player that has the media experience of BJ, the technical experience that I bring, and then Gabe's capabilities and history, and then Jana coming from Ticketmaster, what we are trying to understand is you can't see our technology, but you can see us.
Right.
Yeah.
If you see us and you believe that we have the understanding of your business and our business, then it's worth a conversation.
And the problem is, Kenyon, and you and I have experienced, people are scared. To your earlier question, Christy, why aren't they moving? Because they're afraid.
Yeah.
They're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid that this may be a huge step where they get slapped on the wrist if it doesn't pan out, or
they get afraid of looking stupid, or they're afraid that they don't know what they don't know, or in other words, it's like every other job out there.
Right.
Well, let's see how many companies are not around at the beginning of next football season.
Yeah.
Because what people didn't understand is, when you go into business with someone, and you don't really understand their sustainability. Have they been around for the last 15 years? Will they be around for the next 15 years? And you do a deal with them and they go under, there goes that part of your business. You have to start over from scratch. So how many companies came out of COVID? Well, I see we still operating. I know maybe there's another one out there, but here's the deal. When you do business with us, are you going to listen to someone who is going to tell you how they can do it, or are you going to listen to someone who has done it? Mm-hmm. I think it worked out okay for Tampa Bay by bringing in somebody, the Buccaneers, who have done it before. He's done it before. He's won a Super Bowl. So Tom, you tell us how to win it. That's what we want. And that's what we have on our team.
Well, thanks for joining us for this episode of the FanReach podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always a pleasure for me to hear the unique perspective on sports entertainment from Kenyon and BJ. Not many of us had the talent to play professional sports, so I feel like it's a pretty instructive experience to hear how they see the industry, having participated in sports as players, commentators, business owners, consultants, fans, and parents of fans. And now as experts helping us more clearly see the intersection of technology and entertainment. Be sure to follow FanReach on your podcasting platform of choice or YouTube and LinkedIn. That way you can keep up with the latest in sports mobile app technology from FanReach.